student? All right, what do y'all remember about slope and intercept? Slope and y-intercept, does that come to anything to mind?
Yeah.
Yep, should. What? Okay, so that's a start. The y-intercept is the dot on the y-axis. Okay, what about slope?
Rise over run.
Yep, rise over run. What was that formula from yesterday? Yeah, right. So we've talked about all that this week, but when you put slope and y-intercept together, there should be some formula that y'all been spouting out for a week, 2 weeks now that we've never really used until today. Do you remember what it's called?
Slope.
Well, the slope formula is this, but it is called the slope intercept formula. So we're going to use that today. The slope intercept formula. And does anybody remember what that is? Y equals mx plus b. Yep. All right. So on your homework, when you get to problems 13, 16, and 18, they're going to have this simple question. What's the slope and what's the y-intercept? Okay, easy enough. So like on number 1 here, what would be the slope of 7x minus 5? It'd be 7 over 1 or just simply 7, right? And then what's the y-intercept? Negative 5. However, remember, I've been telling y'all, that's the Algebra 1 answer. To say b is negative 5, I want it as an ordered pair. So if the y-intercept, if it's negative 5, what's the x coordinate? 0. So I want 0, negative 5. That's what I want. Okay? All right, so what about on number 3, where it's just got 2/3 x? 2/3 is the slope. B is 0, so that means the answer I want is exactly 0, 0. All right. Easy enough, right? Okay, 13 is just like that problem right there. It's pretty simple. Now here's what you notice about the rest of them. The rest of them are either in standard form, or what's called general form, or it's in just a big mess. Okay, like number 5 is just in a big mess. There's not a name for that. 7 is clearly in standard form. And the thing you learned in Algebra 1 is that you can't tell me the slope and y-intercept by just looking at those kinds of equations. So you got to get y by itself. So for instance, if you look at number 6, number 6 is kind of like what 16 and 18 look like. It's got 3x minus 2y plus 6 is 0. So what am I going to do to get it in slope-intercept form? Okay. Yeah, we got 2 options. We can either move x and 6 or add the y. Yeah, and I agree. I think adding the y would be easier because if you move the negative 2y over, what does it become? Positive 2y. So I think that'll be easier. There's a bunch of ways of doing it. I could care less. Just get y by itself one way or the other. Doesn't matter to me. And divide by 2. So you get 3/2 x plus 3 equals y. So what's the slope going to be on that? 3 over 2. Now b is 3, but I don't want that. I want 0, 3. Perfect. All right, that's 1/3 of the homework right there. Make sense? Got it? Okay. Now, I will tell you, 18 is a challenge problem, and I want to see if you can figure it out without my help. But you might want to make yourself a note. On your homework, number 18 is a challenge because it doesn't have a single number in the problem. It's all letters. See if you can get y by itself in that problem because it's going to look something like ax plus by equals c. And you got to solve that for y. So see if you can figure that on your own. That's kind of a challenge problem, but you can do it. Just think of those a, b's, and c's as being like numbers. Treat a and b like it's a 2 or a 6 or whatever, and see if you can figure it out. Okay? All right. Second thing that's on the homework. They are going to give you the graph. You have to tell me the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, let's do the easy one first. 10 is the easy one because it is a horizontal line. What axis does that go through? Where? At -1, right? You also notice that both y coordinates are -1, right? So the equation is y equals -1. We've graphed that before. So anytime you have a horizontal or vertical line, it's either going to be x equals or y equals. Okay, this one they make it kind of easy because they give you, 2 points on it, but it goes through the y-axis at -1. All right. Now, I hate for you to flip back and forth, but you need to flip over to the next page. And then what would this one be on number 7? Y equals 2, right. Notice it's a horizontal line, goes to the y-axis at 2, and so it's y equals 2. Okay? Everybody all right on that? Good. All right. Now, we'll just stay right here then. Okay, well now we have 2 lines that aren't horizontal, and we've got to get those equations. And so what you do, if you think about what mx plus b means, what did you tell me the b meant? It's the y-intercept. It's where it intersects the y-axis. So it's -2. So right there you look at it, b is your -2 right there. So I got half the answer. What does m stand for? Slope. I have 2 choices. Choice number 1, y, 2, yeah. Okay, we could do slope formula. That wouldn't be wrong. But when you're given a graph, why bother with that? You can do rise over run and just look at it and do it. Slope formula is not wrong. It's just going to be longer. So what you do on the slope formula is you start with the leftmost point, and let's count. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go up 6 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up 6 over 4. That is 3/2. So guess what the equation is? Perfect. Make sense? All right. Easy, easy, easy. This is really just Algebra 1 right here. Okay, number 9. Now 9, they trick you a little bit because they have 2 points labeled, but they don't have the y-intercept labeled. Okay, where is the y-intercept?
1.
At 1. So your y-intercept, your b is 1. And then what's the slope going to be on this problem? It's negative, isn't it? So you go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You go down 4 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 4 over 6, so it's -2/3. So what is the equation? Easy, 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 right? Okay? Got it? All right, let's see if you do have it. Okay, get with the partner. You can stand up, move around, I don't care. Turn back a page. And I want you to do 9 and 11. Stretch your legs and stand up if you need to. Do 9 and 11 with the partner real quick. You got 3 minutes. Do 9 and 11 on the previous page. Make sure you can do it. If you didn't get what I just explained, learn. Do 9 and 11 on the previous page. All right, Ivory's going to write her 2 answers. Y'all tell her if she's right.
Girl, if you won't shut up. It's ugly. I finished.
Okay, is she right?
Yes.
Okay, do I need to explain this for anybody?
No.
Which one? The first one, okay. Alright, so let's look at the first one. Okay, everybody look up here for a second in case you didn't get this. Alright, do you understand right here, that's where it crosses the y-axis. So your y-intercept right there is at -1, right? Okay, you got to go by where it crosses the y-axis. And sometimes they'll trick you and the 2 points they give you aren't even close to the axis. Then you use the left point and the right point to do rise over run. And it looks like it's up 6/2. So that's where the 3 came from. Okay? All right, last but not least, look at number 12 and 13 on that same page. Last thing I got to show you, guys. All right. Now, what do you do if they don't give you a graph? You could. All right. Okay. We have 2 ways of doing it. Okay. Okay, now Sarah's right. You could use the slope-intercept formula. Now that is the way y'all that had Miss Harwell in Algebra 1 taught you. Y'all that had me in Algebra 1, that's the way I taught you. That's the way Mrs. Thomas did it last year. However, there is a second way to do it that is easier if all your numbers are integers. If they're positive and negative whole numbers, there's a second way to do it that's easier and quicker. And I want to teach y'all how to do it that way. So I want you to do it my way for the notes. When you get to a test, if you want to do it the other way, that's fine. And I'll remind you what the other way is here tomorrow when we get to fractions. If it's a fraction problem, you're not going to want to do it the way I'm about to show you. Okay, take this problem right here. There is a formula called the point slope formula. It's y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. This is how the book is going to work most of the problems. Now here's how you do it. And you probably want to write this down because for most of y'all this is new. So is that right? Right? Okay.
Could I have your attention, please? The golf team, Covington and Gibson, they won both
Oh, the new guidance counselor.
No. They were 42 to Drew Baggett, 43, Golf House, 45. Then that's to the office for Anisha Hines, Yomello, Barry, Desmond, and Taylor.
I still have 2 minutes. You should be in your seats. Don't ever do that again. This bell rings at 11:32. I still have 2 minutes. Okay, if you want to go now and try to take care of it, go ahead and bring me a note back. Okay, I still have 2 minutes. All right, now, what you do, the slope right here is 3. You see this point right here? That's your x1 and your y1. So all you do is just plug those numbers in. So I'm going to say y minus, now what did I say y1 was? -3. What's the slope? X minus, now what's x1? 1. You do 2 steps of algebra and this thing's done. Like what's minus a minus? What's 3 times that jump? Move the 3 over. You're done. You get 3x minus 6. When you have whole numbers, that is the easiest way to get the equation. Okay? All right? So now you only have 3 of these on the homework, so I want you to try them my way. We're going over this section again on Monday, so you'll see more of this. Okay, I've got the quizzes recorded. So as long as your card, I think all these cards have been used once. So a couple of y'all, we'll just do this. If you want your card to keep, I'll just throw them out here on the table back here. If you want these cards, you can have them. See what it is. A couple of y'all need to come see me and get some help. Okay, if you don't want the cards, then just leave them. If you want your cards